Sorry about that. So my name is Charlotte. I'm from Vistra, Malta. I've been working with Vistra since 2018 as a Residency and Citizenship Officer. So I used to handhold the application for the programs on a day-to-day basis. Now I am the business developer at Vistra Malta. What I want to mention is that I am a French national living in Malta, so I'm actually an expat, and I relocated myself to Malta. And I think I am the best person to explain to you how relocating to Malta actually feels like. Okay, so I will keep this presentation brief because all the details about the application, we can discuss it on a case-by-case basis together at our stand. But mainly I will just present to you the Maltese Islands for those of you who do not know Malta. Then I will go over the MPRP, which is the Permanent Residence Program, the Tax Residence Program, which we call the Global Residence Program, and the Residency Leading to Citizenship Program. So Malta is a small archipelago in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, just located between Europe and the north coast of Africa, so we really have a perfect location. We are a member of the European Union, the Schengen area. We have the euro as a currency. Malta has a very, very strong economy, as you can see from the ratings, which are very recent. This year, Malta is doing very well. Unemployment rate is very low, and even this year's expected GDP growth is one of the highest in Europe. So we really went through the COVID pandemic, and our economy was so strong that we were able to really overcome most difficulties. It can be also interesting for you to know that Malta has over 70 double taxation treaties with other countries. So before we move on to the advantages of Malta, I have a short clip to show you so that you have an idea of how Malta looks like and how life in Malta is. So I'll just let it play. Thank you. So I really love these images because it really reflects how Malta really is like, full of life, different landscape, lots of activities. I've been living there for the past 5 years, going there for the past 20 years, so there's really plenty of things to do. So that's really a great video. So in particular for the investment migration, Malta has plenty of advantages to offer. Obviously, as a jurisdiction offering investment migration program, you would be able to have residency in Malta indefinitely, also access to the Schengen area. Malta is a country with very moderate cost of living. The programs are family friendly and also open for business opportunities in Malta and in Europe. The country is also English speaking, which can be something that ease the application process, and even the fact that there is no language barrier is very easy for foreigners coming to Malta. There are many other advantages. I could also mention the direct flights from Dubai that are on a bi-weekly basis, if I'm not mistaken. But most importantly, I think that this past few years we have seen that investment migration is also important for healthcare, from a point of view that some individuals want to relocate to another country to find better healthcare than in their country of origin. And actually Malta has really proved that this country is excelling in this part, because for example, on the vaccination rate, we have one of the highest in Europe. About 92% of all population over 12 years old is vaccinated in Malta. The care given were excellent. Actually, that was something that was really that I took into consideration before moving from France, because I wanted to make sure that the healthcare in Malta was as good as back in France. So it feels safe to be in a country of that with a safe healthcare and safe jurisdiction. So the first program that I would like to mention is the MPRP. So the MPRP would give the applicant and the dependent a Maltese residence card. With this residence card, one can travel within the Schengen area, visa-free. There is no limit of residents that one want to stay in Malta. You can stay in 1 day, or you can stay the full year in Malta. There's absolutely no requirement. Which is good with this program is that you will also obtain a residency certificate, so your stay in Malta does not depend on the work permit or any other condition. It's really a permanent residency. So obviously there are some conditions for this program. The first one would be to be a fit and proper applicant. So obviously we are part of the European Union. We ensure that any applicant that comes to Malta is a sound applicant, and there is a minimum capital requirement to ensure again that the family can afford all expenses. Real estate in Malta is one of the conditions, either lease or purchase a property in Malta, qualifying property in Malta. There is a financial commitment, which value depends on whether the property is leased or purchased in Malta. This contribution is a payment to the Maltese government. It's not an investment, it's really a one-time payment to the government. And lastly, the philanthropic donation to a Maltese charity. I also want to mention that this is not a tax program, so being a permanent resident does not entitle you to a tax residency in Malta, and it is not leading to citizenship. This is the list of dependents that can apply along with the main applicant. So as you can see, generation can apply and all the families can stay together under the application. So I won't go into the details because I'm trying to keep this short. But basically, once we onboard the applicant at Vistra, we would take care of every details from the application and submit the application to the agency. The agency would take about 3 to 6 months to process the application, and after that, hopefully, once all the conditions are met, you would be able to obtain your Maltese residence card and certificate of residence. So the second program that I will mention is the Global Residence Program, which is the tax residence program. So it basically gives the same residency card as the MPRP. The difference is that you would be tax resident in Malta, and under the special Malta tax status. So as you can see, under this program, you would not be taxed on any income worldwide that is not remitted to Malta. There is a 15% tax on all income that is remitted to Malta, and 35% on income that are arising in Malta, so if you're working from Malta. Regardless of this, there's also a 15,000 euros income tax payable per year. So the conditions are quite similar, fit and proper individuals, also leasing or purchasing a property in Malta, a qualifying property in Malta, and the financial commitment, which is much lower than the other programs, and which comprises also all dependents. These are the list of the dependents. So same thing, the family can take part in the application. Siblings, household staff, and adult children can also obtain the residency card. However, they will not be part of the special Malta tax status. So in that case, if they earn income in Malta, they will be taxed on progressive rates rather than the special tax status. The stages are quite similar in the sense that we are assisting the applicants with all requirements and submitting the application. It can take 2 to 4 months for the application to be processed, and after that the applicant and the dependent will receive the residence card. This is the last program that I will go through. So it's the residency program leading to citizenship. So with this program, one will obtain a Maltese passport and residence card. With this passport, one can travel to over 180 countries without visa. Which is good with this program is that one can live or stay, work, or even study anywhere in the EU. In my personal case, for example, I just had to pack my bag from France and go to Malta without visa. I was able to study, to work without work permits. So it's really, for big families, for the future of the children, etc., it's really something that is, it's a privilege to be able to travel so freely and to be able to move to a different country as we please. In this program, the fit and proper condition, obviously, is the first condition that I want to mention, as the authorities are quite stringent. The financial contribution would depend on the residency period. So, as I said, it's a residency program leading to citizenship. So one would need to hold a Maltese residence card for 1 year or 3 years before obtaining the passport. And this does not mean that the person needs to actually reside in Malta just to hold this card. And after that, it will determine the amount of the financial contribution. Each dependent has an extra contribution, and this is again a payment to the Maltese government. It is non-refundable. Obviously, there's also a residency condition, so either leasing or purchasing a property in Malta, and a philanthropic donation as well. What I want to mention is that all these programs have annual compliance after the 5 years after the application. So on a yearly basis, Vistra will assist on all the forms that need to be filled to update the authorities, and all these conditions need to be kept for at least 5 years. So these are the list of dependents for this program as well. So ascendant and descendant generation. The stage is, as I said, after onboarding, the applicant, the main applicant and the dependent will have to have a 1 year or 3 year residency in Malta. During this time, we will build the eligibility pack, which would be sent to the minister for the review to possibly admit to the citizenship stage, which at the end of the residency period will hopefully be finalized, and the minister will give his approval for the applicants to obtain Maltese citizenship by naturalization. So before I finish, I just wanted to give a quick note about Vistra. So Vistra is not only investment migration, but also company formation, accounting. We have our dedicated marine and aviation team as well, and of course our investment migration team has been working in this field for the past 20 years, sometimes even with the same clients, so really and hold not only the application but everything that pertains to it as a one-stop shop. And I think this is something that is really important for a client. And obviously Vistra is not only present in Malta, but also in 85 other offices around the world, comprising also Dubai and Abu Dhabi. If you are based here, you can visit our colleagues and we can also collaborate. So it was really a summary of these programs. So I invite you to join, if it's not already done, to join us at the stand so we can give you some more information, go over what program would be best for you. And hopefully, I hope to see you someday in Malta soon. Thank you very much.